first knock, it's exclusively up to Huddy to keep that podium finish alive.
It's not over yet, though. Huddy is way too healthy, and they recognize that this can go either way. Given how consistent he's been, beautiful tag right there onto one duo. Can he get the second? Surely he can, but the damage has been done, and he's forced onto the back foot, starting to run out of mats now. Armor wall comes out. Things are looking really dicey now for Huddy.
Hello, welcome to the channel. We're live.
There's
We're now
only so
live
many
after the
ways that
FNCS
Huddy
live
could
stream,
actually
which is
choose to escape
a
from this
match
current
watch along
position,
where you're
however,
going to
and Skrull
stream and
recognizes
watch
that
along
fact.
this live
Skrull's gonna find that
gaming.
final
And
elimination.
we're watching the FNCS.
Huddy and Kovacs
we
have had
want
a
it to
phenomenal
win
run, but it's
and
cut short.
so far,
Polio Peterbot
it's
doing the
actually
same
doing
currently to
fantastically
Traxian
well.
threats.
So,
And
we're now
now,
live.
there's no threats
Fantastically,
in
we're now
sight.
live in an
Everyone at the
NATP
ref must go.
quality.
Peterbot and Polio need more points. And they
We're
want to start
now
opening
live
up
in
the ground here. Trax is going to be the first to fall now. Need more points. And they want to start opening up the ground
That
here.
final elimination having been established there for Pollo and Peterbot. We've got a moment to take a quick listen in with some of our teams.
Wait for the cameras. I'm gonna mark craft, yeah? I just know the streams are going like, is Queasy gonna do it? Is he gonna do it? Alright, bro. Let's get it. Fist bump, bro. Fist bump, man. Give me a fist bump, bro. Don't leave me hanging.
He thought about it. He tried to bait us. But no, you know, I do respect the fact Queasy and Thomas HD and their ability to stick to their guns, not be pressured into a decision that can throw their entire opportunity away. They've known that Peterbot and Pollo have not played perfectly today. However, when Peter has been online, when Pollo has been online, it is just incredible to witness clearly the clutches that he's put down today have proven just that.
Even when Pollo hasn't been there, the level of support that he's been able to provide for Peterbot and just fully trusting in his teammate, Peter, to clutch up every single time without fail. That is a huge amount of pressure rested upon Peterbot's shoulders, and yet he plays as if there's nothing weighing him down in the slightest.
What's really interesting about Peterbot and Pollo as well, the way they're playing right now, they're not taking any chances. Anything that moves is getting shot. You saw
Yeah, well, everything he's
clicks
doing
off in the
is
they're
Peterbot.
hitting everyone back.
It's
They're going to
fantastic
want
because he's
1,000 feet
in and
between
out,
them.
he's getting the edges at the top. So, if he can run around the
And of
back and the
course, the
side to
trophy
get
for now,
Randall,
but Ping and Wax here
Get
on the
Randall
other side have been
Luger.
flying their way up the standings, truly earning their mark, making their mark
by him doing that,
here on the global stage. This is the grand
Hey, dude, jump up and
finals,
sneak
match
over behind
12 action happening right now. Yuma is gonna get his tournament cut short now. Wax has to clutch it up. No, Rise has a different story on hand here. Gotta be careful now.
Damage has definitely already been done, though, by Wax and Ping. Even if Rise manages to overcome this 1 versus 2 scenario, without his duo, he's going to have to make a play for the reboot ban, and that's going to cost him so much time.
maybe life
Wax
in the
Ping,
next
though, they've got other things in mind, and that's continuing their streak here in the final hour. 2 eliminations already, a third party closing in.
4 past
They've
10,
got
and then
ample amounts of shield, though. What they
we'll be
really
back
need
in
is
about
more white heals and an opportunity to disengage, most importantly of all.
Honestly, from Wax, that was an incredible angle to counter the ramp that was thrown in the box right there. Quick thinking, swift action, gonna allow him to win that fight right there. Tinka has to be careful. They may have won an OCE championship, but here on the global stage, everyone is on equal footing. Things slow down for a moment. Other teams lurking nearby, listening, watching. Brazil, OCE, you never know who's gonna jump in first.
Chicho and Trulix, though, they're just sticking to what's tried and true. Surge base up, scour the entire area, and apply pressure onto the teams down in Doomsday. Keep in mind, that's likely going to be Epic Whale, Muzz, Reap, Ritual, one more time, having to deal with Trulix and Chicho's affairs, but Chicho, Trulix, definitely trying to be wary. A couple of shots found their way from the flank positions, and despite how high up they've managed to build these surge bases, you could still be vulnerable when you got these open edits.
No shots returning just yet, though. Everyone almost in position for good reason. Sphinx and Dukes on the other side, playing the Storm right now, trying to, of course, secure what they can here. What a performance from Dukes this weekend here. Again, flying straight up to the top, not really looking back after making the top 5. He has just been so consistent with Sphinx. A duo that honestly we didn't even see coming out of nowhere. Back on over to Vico and Flixie. The Railways pushed out very early this time around with this far western pull.
Part of the reason being, though, we saw Vico and Flixie last we checked in. They were trying to surmount the base around the forecast tower and spawns just a little bit next to Dumping Hazen, but with Bryson Bolts right behind them, you almost have to imagine that Bryson Bolts potentially could have pushed them out of that position. Chapentini, on the other hand, they're trying to deal with the likes of Ed and Persa. Nitrodrome action only going to continue to pick up. There's a lot of commotion that both of these duos are making, and they're on the outside of the zone. Granted, they have plenty of time to work with. TD and Chap could also always opt to take this flaming boost to if they feel as though this battle isn't worth their time.
Definitely are looking like it's time to get out of here. Couple eliminations, but time to just recoup, bounce back, get the materials, and find your way towards the mid game here. Meanwhile, Bugha falls to the hands of Muzz and Epic Whale, and they are racking up the loot now. Other teams are still here at the Doom spot, though. Big rotates coming in, it seems like, from Reet and Ritual. Mapoli and Zoyota as well, just lurking, trying to find an opportunity here to pounce in.
That was a big set of eliminations, though, that Muzz and Epic Whale managed to find. And the fact that it was on to Aviv and Bugha can be crushing when you consider that they had started to surmount the comeback potential, trying to maintain the top 10. Aviv unable to get the revive. Respect the commitment, but Muzz and Epic Whale just a little bit too quick on the collapse. And here, the crowd cheering as Thomas HD and Queasy come into view one more time. They're heading straight for this weapons bunker south of the Nitrodrome, and there's already company nearby. So instead, they might opt to pivot, take this flaming boost tube instead, Flowberry Fizz, and it's a fast rotate.
They're on the move right now, Swizzy and Yapko as well, just outside the Grim Great. Trapped in between Murstache and Malibuca in the distance, a bunker here, of course, being the big upgrade to their loadout. The fact that they get this bunker completely uncontested makes a huge difference as well. Yapko with a single elim right now, starting to cap out on material. This is where focus will start to shift into where do they want to base down for the mid game. Jumping in with Boyo and Peterbot. You can see who's on the way here without giving it away. There is a very clear, determined play in motion right now to intercept this duo.
At the same time, though, you've got to time it right. Queasy and Thomas know Boyo and Peterbot, as long as they have Emma Frost reveal Medallion, every 50 seconds, that marker is going to go out. It is essentially full view of everyone surrounding you, and a big credit for as to why Peterbot has been able to find those 2 solo clutches for the victory royales here today.
Thomas HC is going to take a lot of damage there. It's time for Squeezy to possibly step up here, but Bakken Pars just going to back up, play that high ground, play that angle. More tags from behind. This is a huge setback now for Queasy here, forced to heal. Loadout looking pretty scrappy as well, given that they don't have big upgraded weaponry, right? They could use a bunker, they could use an elite chest or something. They definitely need something.
They've at least got mats to work with, though, and that could be ultimate difference maker, Rift Island, spawning off in the distance. Kashoro, Geiki, but it's Pollo and Peterbot that'll be first to the top. Capture point in sight. And with the control of Rift Island nearly underway, Pollo, Peterbot from this position sitting just inside of the zone as well. Their next intent likely going to be to just fully restrict the flow of this lobby.
And it's almost easy for them to know where the Rift Island's going to spawn. They have the forecast tower. They know where the next zone's going. Obviously, the island's going to be in it, if not extremely close like it is right now. So it makes sense. Pollo and Peterbot are isolated here, and it will be for quite some time. This is, again, probably the weirdest Rift Island we've seen off on the western coast.
And even worse still, it's just a little bit above a weapons bunker as well. With that in mind, Peterbot, Pollo know teams are going to want to get drawn towards that weapons bunker, but trouble afoot here for Vico and Blixie, incredibly low. Vico dropping immediately to the ultimate low ground. It's a risky play whenever you opt try and glide in, but Casper, Prism on the other side of these walls, and they are looking for an opportunity to take this team out.
Taking walks in
I
the
don't
fight
know
right
what's
now.
watching. Well, they're doing all right.
Continuing
They
to
are.
key
Doing
the
okay.
lobby down. They want to
They could be doing a bit better
jump
because
up
they could be.
into those positions,
They
and
could be
now
like
they
building
fight
a
their
bunch
way
of
into
rocks, going around the
here
back,
as they're
and then going
ramping
behind the
it
trees, and
way
then
online right
building up
now.
a bit even further, and then creating
Vico
like a
and Flixie
squared area where you
Next
can
door
like
to Casper and Prism.
overlook and look in down.
Paper and Victor V looking inwards, trying to see what's
Minions
happening here. You got
pillows close in.
Kanata and the reigning champ, Cooper there
No,
as
there was no
well.
minion pillow, mind. Yeah, well, okay, then we are.
Very, very contested spot here. Meanwhile, Bolts and Bryce, who are our fifth place team coming in, but now slipping
It
down
will be live tomorrow
just nearby.
because we got some
Bryce and
like
Bolts,
not
they're
on
still
this channel.
slinking around restored
Within
rails, and they can
million
hear
days,
all of the
things
action,
will
all of the
slow
shots
down.
being fired just
You
west of them,
can
sometimes a little bit south of Bolts.
happy
Bryce
event
scavenging
there,
everything that
and then
remains
keep up
here
and have a look
inside
around there and
restored reels, but
and be go. Thank you for subscribing.
if anything,
Everyone keeps saying the minion.
their primary focus is exclusively on just maintaining a strong placement to close today out.
Great tags from Chicho. Every time we've jumped in, he is just on it with Trulex here. They have played very, very well. It's that third place spot is what is open for them right now. To pop this Flowberry Fizz and get their rotate going now. Of course, have the dashes, given that it's right on top of the Grim Gate. And all things considering, if the zone ends on the Grim Gate, that will be a factor in its own to take into account for an end game.
Well, don't count it out just yet, because we're seeing that river of sticks get further and further into the heart of these zones. Clicks Benno caught up currently with Malabuka and Merstache. From one side of the map to the next, though, Merstache, Malabuka know that they're going to need some elimination points as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna need a new
They
webcam.
lost a lot of
It'll
their
make a
footing
difference.
they had after the conclusion of day
Green
one.
light.
Day two, just too many threats, too many times of falling victim. The power of Oceana, Alex, and
I'll have
Worthy.
to have a look.
And
I'll
now
have a look
Thomas
now
HD
what's,
Queasy, they've managed to work their way from that
Okay,
sticky
webcam.
situation of dealing with
Sure.
Mars and Baka at the Chipit station, but still more trouble afoot here because they are fully aware of the fact that this current surge base is not empty.
I'll have to have a look, see what
Looks like
webcam
they're
back
looking to gear back up to take the fight again because they have
make it
to
look
here.
sharper, the picture overall.
Queasy
I can't
scarily
even-
leaving himself
Surprisingly, I got
available and open, trying to tempt others to jump in. Meanwhile, Baka and Pars
Yes,
are
man.
going to bring it down and then go for the catch. This could be everything here. Thomas takes a lot of damage. Queasy is hurt as well. The lobby sees what's happening
Yeah,
here.
I'll charge out
And
like
a
once,
desperate
every
spray
2
of
days.
build starts to
Well,
come out.
yeah, I'll be
To
back
try
in
to
2
keep them
minutes. 5
alive.
minutes.
No
I'm gonna go
armored
on a
walls. This is the worst we've seen their loot.
toilet and get a drink.
They went for a
And
risky maneuver really
A
early
little
on
snack of
for
it.
what looked like an
pieces of
attempt
chocolate.
to intercept Peterbot and Pollo's pathing.
And then
but
I'll
now
come back
instead
and then
they
I'll be
find
like,
themselves
still,
caught in the crosshairs,
Full
two
pass,
below the
then,
damage
and
threshold.
then I'll leave and then
Seemingly the first time it
That's
feels like
wrong.
this weekend that we've seen this duo truly struggle with their surge management, but just like that, Thomas HD, Queasy, they find a moment of relief, a chance to breathe here, regenerate their shield as much as possible. But the situation continues to remain dire here for Vico, as he's a solo, no Flixie.
A lot of our top 3 right now in desperate situations for Vico here. What can you do? He's only 47 damage above the threshold. The damage needed starting to rack up here. He knows it, we know it. And now he moves. Goes back to where his teammate was fallen, trying to get a little heal off here. And he is missing every opportunity to rotate. Thomas HD, Queasy have to go for a fight here. But no! They get caught and taken down! And just like that, the tournament run for Thomas HD and Queasy come to a close. Boyo and Peterbot effectively survived long enough to be your global champions.
Boyo and Peterbot, they're not even taking a moment to celebrate. It is all business as usual for these two. They want to leave it out with a bang. They're trying to find this last victory royale. Peterbot called it yesterday in interviews on socials. I will get 3 victory royales on the day.
Peterbot's dancing in the box. He knows what just happened. He knows they have done enough.
Yeah.
Hold on. Come on. Come on, bro. Let's go, baby. Let me look.
He knows. They know. Boyo can't even hide the smile.
What?
You know, you got to think about it. Every single major this year, they have been at the podium top, including the back-to-back coming out of the majors, and then to win the in-person event for the global competition. The interviews that were racked up across all of the competitors here pointed in one direction, and that's to Peterbot, that's to Boyo. And they are still showing up in the last game, and they'll very likely
Hello
win
there,
this at this point.
James. I don't actually recognize you.
Peterbot is an
But you know me,
undisputed
my
best
name.
player in the world
So, hello
currently,
team.
alongside his duo Boyo. They're still making sure to deal with the lobby as needed, being floating in the water here, but Peterbot and Boyo, second in Major 1. And then the hat trick to conclude the year, first place every single time. What more could you ask for?
And he's got some of the most victories pulled here on the grand final stage. Just keeping it so close as well. Nothing of a perfect performance by any means, but just so far ahead of the rest. Clearly, he's a cut above the competition, but for others, there's still a lot to fight for here. As second and third are now out of the game. If Bolts and Bryce pull a big game here, they could very well jump their way up into some significant new prizing and maybe be called the third, maybe the second best team in the world.
They're not the only ones seeking it out either. You've got to keep in mind Trulix and Chicho, Wax and Ping, also Sphinx and Dukes. They had a little bit of a slippage, but everyone is still within striking range, depending on who actually closes out. Lobby number 12, Bolts with the elimination from afar. It's going to be Baka that falls. Pars now a victim of the surge damage takes as well as the focus of the lobby, and he's taken out.
Bolt's on the move right now, looking to secure that loot. Nicely done for him, but they are barely holding on right now. The surge should turn offline here shortly. However, they still want to find damage just to give them that peace of mind. Meanwhile, Clix is still up, trying to navigate this game. So there's a lot at works here. Bolts